Welcome back to another episode of the Intersint podcast. My name is Mike.
I'm Kenny's.
And we're now into what seems like to be another rainy season for us.
This is fake spring. I can already tell you this. It's supposed to be sunny. Or it's been sunny too. This is like giving you some sort of like false hope that there's summer around the corner. And this happens every year.
Oh, it does. I don't think I noticed it until I moved to Washington, where you get summer from Monday to Friday. And like, oh yeah, it's been nice all week. I cannot wait for the weekend. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's just rain every single week. And you never get a good weekend. And,
at least until July.
Yeah, it taunts you every single week until July. And it's like, okay, now we'll unlock the weekend for you. Like, it's
now you deserve
it's like
it.
DLC. Like, you got to pay for the nice weather for the weekend. Like, you're sacrificing dimes into the sky. Like, take this rain, lords.
I keep seeing like jokes because I follow like this one Twitter account for like just Seattle news and like stuff. And it's become a meme that Washington doesn't have 4 seasons. It has like 20.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's accurate.
But also, oddly enough, I'm originally from Pennsylvania. It's very close to Pittsburgh weather.
Really?
Yeah, I talked to a few friends from back there, and now they're going through their hot weather. And it's just like with us, where I think on Monday or Tuesday, it's going to drop significantly down to like 40 and be rainy. And do that for like a week or two, and then go back up to sunny, really hot for like a week. So it's not just us; they take it too.
That's good to know.
The biggest difference is like we get almost no snow, and they get tons of snow.
Like at this time?
No, just in wintertime. So don't miss that because people already suck at driving here.
Imagine like Pennsylvania snow, but the driver's here. Like at that point, I would just stay home.
It would shut everything down. When I first moved out here, we got a big snowstorm, and there was a point where I went down south, like below Seattle or something. Can't remember why, but I remember coming back up on 405, and I was one of like 3 cars on the road. No one else is driving.
That must be nice,
like,
though.
It was incredibly nice. I'm like, yeah, this is no traffic. Get to cruise down the road. Can I have this all the time, please?
Can every single one of you just stay home?
But I bring that up, the weather, because anytime it's raining, I get nervous. Not for me, but because of you.
Aw.
Because you live in a place where your electricity likes to go out.
Oh, yeah.
All the
and
time.
that's supposed to have, like, what, a week ago? Where, like, this is spring. There's no wind. There's no snow. It rains, of course, but that's, like, nothing out of the ordinary. I go to bed. Everything's on charge. And then I wake up, turn my lamp on, and turn the heater on. And I'm like, what the hell? Why isn't this working? I look outside. All the streetlights are off. I'm like, fuck. Just my luck.
And I always make this joke. At my place in Pittsburgh, it was the same way that
Oh, really?
my friend and my other, not my friend and my other friend, my friend for our other show, when it was raining outside, we were hitting that save button all the time because the power was so finicky at my place that bad rain, it would just go out for a day or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So now you have that problem with the weather.
Makes me realize how much I need a UPS.
I thought you bought one.
No.
I thought...
I found one too. And then this was like a few months ago. Don't. I know you have words. Keep it in your head.
This whole time I was confident thinking because I remember this conversation and I remember you showed me the one you were going to buy.
They discontinued it.
Oh, really?
It's my fault. Yeah. It's not my fault. No, but then like 2 months ago, I found one at Best Buy. And I think this was during Ramadan. Because I was like, okay, I'm bored out of my fucking mind. I need to do something so I don't go crazy. Let's just go to Best Buy because I need a Fitbit band because mine broke. And I've just been dangling my strap and it's just getting everywhere. I need the little thing to hold it together. And of course, they don't sell it on its own. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
let's see the open box clearance section and see if there's anything cool there. Found the UPS. I'm like, I could get this right now, but I need to be home because I have like stuff to do and whatnot. And I'm just standing there for 5 minutes. I'm like, in that time I could have bought it.
You could have, yes.
But I didn't.
With that though, it would worry me of like you buying it and then it doesn't have a battery inside.
That would be my luck, honestly.
You'd be like, can I open this and check before I buy it?
I think they allow you to do that.
Oh, okay.
Because I did that with the TV I bought.
I did that once at Rite Aid or Walgreens. You don't have Rite Aid out here, right?
We do.
Oh, okay.
They're just not common.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, there's so many times I'll make a reference to somewhere and people just stare at me and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not a West Coast thing. So I was it might have been Walgreens, but I was with someone and we opened up a box to take a look at what something was because we wanted to get a good idea of what the scale of it was. And the alarms went off because we opened the box. And then like the manager and some other people come over and they're like, so what are you doing? I'm like, we just wanted to see what the project was. We're not stealing it. And then we left. We didn't even buy it because I'm like, I'm embarrassed now. We're not even going to do this. The one thing I hate about the UPSs, and it's something I need to do here soon, is you have to buy a new battery pack every so many years.
Yeah, but I think the first one they just give to you, right?
Oh, if that's the case, then I should be on that.
There's like a form you could fill out and they'll just ask you like what product you have. And they're like, yeah, we'll just send you one.
Have you ever seen one of those products where it's like, when you go to dispose of the battery, check your local laws and dispose of properly?
I've seen that and I'm like, nah.
That's how I have. Is like, I thought my razor was broken and I was reading the manual and it tells you about how to take out the battery and you got to dispose of it properly. And it made me think about my UPS of when I need to get a new battery pack, what do I do with the old one? And just the fact of thinking about what to do with the old one makes me not want to get a new one.
There's recycling centers in the area.
Right. And that's driving. That is going somewhere where I don't know where it is, having to talk to people. This is why I don't deal with adult stuff. I just let it play out and let the problems. Yeah. I am fine working on a battery that will maybe last me 10 minutes. 10 minutes is still enough to save and close down. Like on a full charge, I can probably get like 2 hours out of my battery pack.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it allows me to like get whatever I'm done saved. If I want to keep working, I can keep working for an hour or so. But I don't want to deal with people and I don't want to drive and like, I have this giant pack of batteries. You do something with it. Like I just would rather work with an old battery than do that.
That's why I like, because my workplace, they do battery recycling too.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just like dump everything there because our building doesn't do recycling.
Oh, okay.
And so my office, we have a recycling bin for cans and whatnot. Our boss just goes and takes them home and recycles them himself.
That's good.
And then same with batteries.
Speaking of the workplace, I have a pile of dead batteries on my desk because I don't know what to do with them and I don't want to ask anyone or take them anywhere.
You passed by a library on your way home, right?
I don't know. Do I? You asked me that like you knew the answer.
I don't know. I don't know your route home. But no, libraries do have recycling for batteries. And they'll just take them in.
But even with that, that's as simple as me just asking someone at work, what do I do with this? And I don't even want to deal with that.
That tracks.
It does.
Knowing you, that tracks.
It does.
Is there anything you've seen online that's been interesting?
There is something that is a problem. And I feel like this is going to be our biggest point of this episode. Recently, it has been in the news, and I don't know if this is the very first case, but I saw an article where a teacher used AI voice of his principal to frame him for saying stuff he never said.
That's crazy.
And the principal obviously was put on leave,
right?
Paid leave, but like we need to investigate this and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Through a bunch of research or through an investigation, they found that he used a program and like there's other people in the school involved of like dispersing it throughout people so that it would be discovered. And it made me think about how pretty much it's already too late
Oh, yeah.
to deal with AI.
The second it came out, it was too late, I feel like.
Not necessarily. It's been around for longer than I think we give it credit for, but it wasn't good.
Yeah. At the time where it was contained to only a certain demographic, a certain group of people, but once it's been like mass released to the public is when all this shit started happening.
Yeah, there was these websites of like, oh, you can type in whatever you want and you can have Tweety Bird sing or do these lyrics. Or you can do Eminem. But even the Eminem one or the Tweety Bird one is like, this sounds bad, but it's close enough to be funny. And like, you can...
It was a meme at that point.
Exactly. Not even that much time has passed, and we're to the point where now this is being used for nefarious
Against
reasons.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like the same thing with like women just... Because this has been blowing up too, of like girls who will like get to know people on like dating apps and whatnot, and they'll send pictures over. But then these weirdo ass dudes will just use AI to alter the image to where they're not wearing anything.
Wow.
And then release that and make it look real. And then obviously it's going to ruin like these girls' reputations.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, where are the regulations on all this?
And that's the thing is whenever...
And I get that's going to take time, but it's like still.
But even whenever it was the jokey meme stuff,
Mm-hmm.
that is the point where you start bringing regulation into this. Like,
We've been how many years into the internet?
oh, I know. And by the time they even start to have laws about it, like we're still now developing laws about the internet itself.
Yeah.
And it's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
Yeah. It's not even just AI either.
What do you mean?
Like it's any new technology that comes out.
With what?
Like with Meta's glasses that they collabed with Ray-Ban.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I think I remember seeing this or even like telling you about it, where this one girl was on a date with this guy and he had these glasses on. She didn't know what was going on because she was like, okay, whatever, he's a nice guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he dropped her off and then he texted her pictures that he took of her on the date. And I'm like, if that happened to me, instant block. I will never use dating apps again.
Oh, yeah.
Be a recluse, honestly.
How confident do you have to be in yourself to be like, she's going to love this? It's going to be so romantic.
What goes on in these people's heads that they think that it's okay?
But that's like some guy who admitted to it. What about all the people who don't admit to it?
Exactly.
And this was the same problem that came around with like Google Glasses, if you remember them.
I remember that.
And
I've always wanted one too.
oh, no, thank you.
Well, when it came out, I wanted one. And then I saw like stuff that came out with it. And I'm like, yeah. No.
Yeah. But the Snapchat glasses, now these
I remember those two.
Ray-Ban glasses, it's just like you're recording all these people all the time.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Like, no, thank you.
And like going back to like the voice changer thing, think about all the streamers out there, especially the big streamers.
Oh, true.
Like who stream every single day for 8 hours, maybe take a day or two off.
Mm-hmm.
They have thousands upon thousands of hours of them talking. For someone to duplicate their voice.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. They have all the source material they need to train this thing to talk like they do.
Yeah. Does that mean we have to stop our podcast before it even takes off?
Sorry to tell you guys, but you've been listening to two bots talking to each other for this entire time.
0111.
Honestly, like, I think I joked to you about this too, but it could be a reality where you and I train AIs with our voices and we could make a podcast without ever doing any work.
That's true.
You would just have two chatbots talking to each other.
Which I think this was like way back in the day. At least I was in middle school when this came out. But like, do you remember like, I forget the name of it, chatbot or like cyberbot or whatever?
I know there's so many of them, but chatbot was a thing.
It was like blue and green. I was like, and then you could just say whatever and it'll give you a response back.
Oh, I thought you were talking about that lady, like the blonde lady or brunette lady that you talked to.
No. I'll have to find it. But that was my first experience with like talking to a bot online. And this was back in 2008, 2009.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and even that was just, like you said, meme stuff. Like, we talked to bots to funny moments to have it say funny things.
And us being kids at the time found it absolutely hilarious to make the absolute most immature jokes and have it, like, react to that.
But now we're to the point where, like, we've been training these things the entire time.
That's, like, the one thing, too, though, with how these engineers, basically software engineers, are making an AI using code to do their jobs for them.
Yeah, so funny you bring that up. We've always been told in our life that you should learn coding.
Oh, yeah. It's been drilled into our heads.
Yeah, that's the future, is coding, because eventually everything is going to be automated.
Exactly.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Everything will be at some point. But now there's an AI called Devin.
I saw that.
Why the fuck did you call it Devin? Like, who the fuck is Devin? Why did you name it Devin?
Kill him.
But so for anyone who doesn't know, Devin is a coding AI. You tell it a prompt, you say, I want a program that does this. Doesn't matter what that thing is. You want to do this. This AI will then go into the coding thing, start from scratch, and write code. While it's writing code, it's testing the code to make sure that it works. If it doesn't test and there's a bug, it goes back and fixes itself to make the code until it has the outcome that you gave it to make. So this entire time we've been told, learn coding, and now that is even going to AI.
They're taking our jobs.
They are. It's quite literally turning into the South Park meme.
But it's crazy though too. Like, I don't know what's being like pressed with this, but it's like, why would you be actively involved in creating something that will be obsolete to you in the near future?
Doesn't that just move the needle though? Like, you're just saying like everyone needs to learn coding, but now everyone needs to learn AI coding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That brings up a whole question. Can an AI code an AI and make it a new version of an AI that we don't?
AIception.
Yeah. Is that a thing that they can do?
I don't know.
Like, could an AI make an AI that we don't understand how it works because we didn't make the code?
Oh, that's crazy.
And only the AI knows how the AI it made works.
That's great. I don't want to think about that.
I think that's the future. Like, I truly do.
No, I think the future is for us is to go into farming mode and just dig the ground and harvest shit. Yeah. That's the ultimate millennial dream.
I just had this conversation.
No way.
I just had this conversation with someone where I feel like we're going back, where jobs for humans are going to be back to farming.
Oh, yeah. Farming,
until AI,
trading, like all this.
Until there's an AI tractor that goes around or something that can do everything. It really feels like it's back to like it's going into the point of iRobot.
I haven't seen that, but okay, I'll take your word on it.
As I made that reference, I'm like, I don't think she saw this movie.
I don't watch movies.
We'll get you to watch it someday.
Okay. But I was just gonna say, like, at what point will, and I think it's already to that point, where even food is just manufactured artificially.
Artificially? What do you mean by artificially?
Like, how you take a seed, you plant it, say it grows into an apple tree, you harvest the apples, you eat the apples. At what point can you just think, like, oh, I want an apple, let's just create one?
Oh, like in a lab or something?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's...
Like without going through the growing process, like, poof, here's an apple.
I think that's been a thing that's been talked about. I don't know.
I can already see that being a thing.
Yeah.
At some point.
It's just it's a scary future.
Like, can we just not? I would like to elect to go to Mars, please, and then never come back here.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, too, like with the Devin one, in the video, the guy says, Oh, but don't worry. For now, all it can do is little crappy demos
Yeah,
of
for now.
projects. For now, this is moving so fast that give it a year and you're going to be like, oh shit.
Like, even with that, it's like, we've already gone from ChatGPT, which is like, I think just text, right?
Yeah, that kind of goes back to the chatbot thing.
Right. To the point where you can just tell an AI what you want and it'll give you like photos or even videos.
Yes.
And look how quickly that moved.
Yeah, there was back with the photo thing. I was like, this is like how bad this is. It's to the point where someone showed me an AI photo. I did not believe it was AI.
Interesting.
It literally looked like a portrait of a man.
That's interesting.
The man doesn't exist. And there it was, and it looked exactly like a person. And like with photos and stuff, like you can sometimes point out stuff and you're like, okay, I can clearly see
Right,
pixels.
because there's like an extra finger or something. Yeah.
But it's getting to the point where that's going away and you can't tell what the difference is.
Exactly.
But then that brings up the whole ethical thing about artists.
Yeah.
Like, are painters going to go obsolete at some point?
Yeah. Like, with the whole, and this was like way back when it all first came out, that you can use AI for pictures and whatnot. Is there like a copyright on these things?
Exactly.
And how does crediting work?
I think a lot of it is they always say on all these sites of like, oh, if you create it, you own the rights to this image you made. And I get it. There's, what's the word of it? It's like a translational, that's not the word. But it's pretty much saying like you are using a piece of art as inspiration to make your art.
Right.
So you can see similarities because you're using it as inspiration, but it's not ripping it off. That's what AI is doing. It's taking existing art to make new art. So it's hard to argue copyright because you're not stealing. You're just modifying and using. And then, I mean, we can even go into farther with this, like with the music AI, which I sent to you.
And I played around with. I sent it to people at work, and we had a field day, and now my life is ruined because every single day, one of the guys at work would just text me on Discord. He's like, hey, I created this. I'm like, fuck.
It is a plague at my office.
Oh, no.
Because it's spread like wildfire to everyone.
Oh, no.
Now everyone's making songs. So if you don't know about this, it's called Suno, S-U-N-O. You can go on, you give it a prompt, you just say like a pop song. I did one. It was a black metal song about giraffes.
Interesting.
And I just thought it would be a funny combination of you're taking black metal and giving it giraffes. It's not accurate. It gave me a power metal song. It wasn't black metal.
Okay.
And it's what we have been talking about where you have this and it's like, oh, see, it's not perfect. It's not going to make perfect music. The song is still good.
Oh, yeah.
The song still sounds like a human and band playing.
There's this one song that's been this one girl I work with. Like, it's been in her head for like 3 days now. And she's like, I cannot get this stupid song out of my head no matter how hard I try. To the point where it's now become a meme in our little group.
And that was the AI song?
Yep.
Yeah. The thing that, like, it's not perfect. Again,
no.
You can listen to one of these songs and you can point out flaws. And you can say, okay, this is a robot.
Yeah.
Sometimes more so than not. Like, I've had some results where it was so bad. Where I'm like, this is... No.
There's certain genres where it has trouble picking up where that cutoff is.
Yes.
With like subgenres.
But again, give it a year.
Oh yeah.
Like bands are going to be obsolete at this point.
Bands are going to be obsolete, but then what about record labels?
Yeah. Those are going to go obsolete.
That like whole industry is going to die out.
There actually is an AI band right now that is fully AI.
That isn't surprising at this point, honestly.
Yeah, so what they did was they trained the AI to their instruments. And they have a vocalist and they trained the AI to this vocalist screaming. And now they don't write songs.
Wow.
The AI writes all their songs and it sounds like a legitimate band.
We need to get on this.
I know. Dude, think of it like this. You take the voice AI where you can mimic someone's voice. So you train it to your voice and then you get the music AI up to the point where all you have to do is like you type in the lyrics and because you trained it with your voice, you can then sing any song to perfect pitch and never have like, because of the Suna thing, people are making music and they don't know how to play any instruments.
Yeah.
Which you're opening it up to like, okay, you're giving people an outlet that they couldn't have before.
Right. But at the same time, it's like, if everyone does it, where is the originality?
Yeah. All in the AI. And it's scary too, because like I told the Suno app to do a hardcore song. And anyone who doesn't know, if you're not into heavier music, you can usually tell genres of music based on the vocals.
Yes.
Vocals are always very specific most of the time. And so when it made this hardcore sound, it was hardcore vocals, like screaming.
Oh, wow.
I was like, weird. So then I went very abstract with it. My personal favorite genre, I went with a chaotic mathcore. And I gave it that. And I'm like, there's no way it's going to know what chaotic mathcore is. It made a chaotic mathcore song.
No.
That sounded like something I would listen to on an album.
I want to say one of the guys I worked at, he's like, yeah, I blended garage rock with sunshine pop.
And it turned out good?
And I'm like, yeah. It sounded like a lot like what Billie Eilish would put out. Blah, 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 blah.
Turning into a mobile rapper over there. Blah, blah, blah.
Just call me Kendrick. Which, side note, there's so much beef going on with that.
Dude, I wanted to ask you about this because I just saw that maybe last night, maybe this morning, which I was watching shorts on my phone and now people can go live on YouTube Shorts, which is weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And so I'm watching it.
I figured it would be a point because you can go live on TikTok, so it's only a matter of time where you can go live on Shorts.
So I'm watching Shorts, which, by the way, I dropped my phone on my face while I'm watching Shorts.
That sums up every single listener's entire life.
Why is this a thing humans do? We are holding a good grip on the phone and all of a sudden it's like, nah. I'm just going to let go of the phone on my face.
I will suffer the consequences here. Which I was doing research on the Switch, or not the Switch, the Steam Deck. And they were like, yeah, just don't play it in bed because if that thing falls in your face, you will need reconstructive surgery. Well, noted.
Why is this like, I'm just having fun, enjoying my shorts, and then all of a sudden it's like, motherfucker.
And then you just put your phone in and it's just not in the mood anymore.
No, then I just hold it up, and this time I'm holding it with two hands above my head so I can't possibly drop it.
Okay, boomer.
There's a girl at work. She came into work with a bruise under her eye.
Uh-oh.
And she's like, is this noticeable? I'm like, yeah, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I dropped my phone on my face. And she has one of those pop socket things on the back. So her hand was clipped into the back of the phone and it still fell. And I don't know.
Okay, this is going to be very bad, but there is one song that popped into my head when you said that.
What?
Face Down by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. It's so bad.
Only more ironic is if you were listening to that song as it slammed you in the face.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. How did we get there?
I don't even know.
Oh, the Kendrick thing.
Yes.
So I'm on Shorts. This is now after Face Hit. And some guy was live. And he was going on about the whole Kendrick beef. And I think he's like, did a diss track about Drake.
About Drake, yep.
Which my first thought is...
memes are saying about that. I am losing it.
My first thought is, who cares about Drake? First of all.
Yes. Well, for me, I don't care about any of these two.
I would say yes.
But Drake more. It's like, nah.
If I had to pick out, sure, Kendrick. We'll go with him.
Sure. Why not?
But yes, I'm in the same boat. I hate both of them.
Yes.
And not even to say I hate rap. I love rap. But those two I cannot stand.
It's to the point where, because back in the day, like in the 2000s, rap was very specific. Like there was a very specific sound to it. And now it just all sounds the same.
Yeah.
Like each artist had their own particular sound that they were working on.
But we're also talking about mainstream rap, which
That is true.
you can say the same about everything. If it's on the radio, it's going to sound the same.
That's true.
Plus, like with the whole mumble rap thing, we all like made fun of it and whatnot, but I knew I had a burp off microphone. We all made fun of mumble rap, and someone brought up a good point of like mumble rap is just the screamo version of rap.
I see that.
Like when screamo came out, there's a lot of bad bands because like it was experimental. We were trying new things. Mumble rap was just that of like we were being experimental, and yeah, there's a ton of shit. But within that shit, there are actually good people. And you could say the same about the whole screamo scene back in the day of like, there's a ton of shit. But like, out of that was actually good bands that came out of that because they were doing something different in a better way than the other people were.
That's true.
Oh yeah, but Kendrick. So what's this whole story? Before I go off on another tangent and forget what we're talking about.
Don't even know. So I just like opened TikTok this morning and I saw that there was some sort of beef with Kendrick and Drake, and I don't know why. But everyone's like, oh, Kendrick's the more aggressive one, where Drake's more of the weaker one. I was going to say something else, but we don't want to get flagged here.
Don't demonetize us, please.
We need this.
So it turns out that I just quickly pulled this up, and I don't know much about this. I'm just quickly reading. So it looks like Drake made a response to Kendrick's video or song.
Okay.
So it looks like Drake called out Kendrick for allegations of physical abuse and infidelity.
Okay.
And he's also alleging that one of Kendrick's children might have been fathered by a filmmaker. So then Kendrick again made a song to go back at Drake.
Of course.
Like what happened to the whole remember the whole MGK Eminem thing?
Yes.
And it was like one song each. MGK was like, I'm gonna go after this, and then Eminem was like slapped him down, was like, you sit in your seat. He's like, okay, sir. And then it was over. It was done. And now we have these two that are like gonna make albums that are like entire diss albums. One of the funniest things to me, I didn't realize this until there's some other beef and with some lower rappers. And someone, or maybe it was the Eminem one, but someone made a comment of, I love how these rappers make diss tracks about each other. And it's essentially just two grown men writing poetry about the other guy. Which is true. That's all it is.
Yeah. Hey, it's 2024. Everything is accepted now. We have to be open-minded.
It's just so funny to me, like this guy who pretends to be so tough and is like writing poetry about a guy he hates.
I imagine it's him wearing a flower crown while he's doing it. Which I have a story, and I'll tell you this. I'll tell you when we're done recording here. It's absolutely hilarious.
You're not gonna tell the extra hilarious thing on the podcast?
I mean, if you want me to, I just don't know. Okay, so basically...
Wait, does it involve people we know?
It involves people I know.
Just don't...
I won't name drop.
Yeah.
So, we have this one vendor who comes in and gives presentations for products. Because what we do is just... We'll recommend them for clients to use on their projects. And this guy I work with has now started a fake relationship with him.
Oh no.
To the point where he'll give presentations and the person I work with will go like, he'll send him a text with like hard eyes and like kisses and whatnot. And the back and forth that these two go into is absolutely hilarious. To the point where the girl I work with, so me, him, and this other girl I work with, we're all just this one little group. It's to the point where like, oh yeah, we'll tell him like what you're up to around here, and we'll see how far this relationship goes. Just as like a joke threat, but it's absolutely hilarious that it's gotten to that point.
Yeah. That reminds me of the one guy that came in when we worked together, and he was like flirting with you.
Oh, the IT guy, huh?
Do you remember this? Yeah.
I didn't even realize that until you brought it up.
He was trying so hard. Like, he was throwing out all the cards at you, trying to like get some response, and you're just not having it. And you're just like,
oh no, I feel bad.
You were just working, and you're just like, I'm working, dude. Leave me alone.
Oh no.
So I had to text you and I'm like, hint, he's flirting with you right now.
I mean, in hindsight, now thinking about it, not my type, but I still feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, those moments are going to happen, but it's just because I've been there where like the girl was clearly flirting like incredibly bad.
Oh no.
And I think back on it and I'm like, I just ignored them and didn't think much about it. And now thinking back, I'm like, oh wow, they were flirting.
That was happening. Imagine where my life would be today if I wasn't so stupid.
So many times. I had one quick story. In high school, I had a crush on this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Not obviously not gonna name names, but the biggest crush on this girl.
Aww.
And she was 1 year older than me. So she graduated, and then I obviously went to senior, and then I graduated after that.
Okay.
And we went to the same college too. And it was like a common college where like most people from my school went to that college because it was close by.
Okay.
So it wasn't common to see classmates there.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was there, and I was just in the hallways in between classes or something. I think just talking to some friends, and she came up and we were chatting because we were friends in school.
Okay. So it wasn't like you were just admiring this person.
Oh, no. We talked and we always like joked and stuff with each other. So we're talking and whatnot, catching up because it's been a while since I've seen her. And she's like, oh yeah, so there's the school's having this like dance get together thing. Do you want to come? Like, do you want to go with me and we can like go hang out and stuff?
Aww.
And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, that'd be fun, but no, thank you. I don't really want to do dances. Completely over my head that she was like, this girl I had the biggest crush on was handing me the card
asking you out,
asking me out. Yeah. And I just didn't realize it. It wasn't until years later I'm at work, and for some reason that moment popped into my head. I'm like, you idiot. You fucking idiot.
I wonder why you did that.
Because I'm a guy, and guys are stupid when it comes to the moments like that.
Yes. You are stupid, yes.
The amount of girls that like, I don't want to make this seem like there's a ton, but
I feel like I was on the sorry.
No,
Side note for my story.
Good.
I was on the receiving end of that. So, do you remember in high school there'd be dances, and we called it Tolo?
Tolo?
Mm-hmm.
How do you even spell that?
Tolo.
Tolo.
But it's where the girl would ask the guy out.
Oh, okay.
To the dance, just to make it more fair. And I remember asking my one friend that I had a crush on, and he basically gave the same response as you of like, oh yeah, I don't do dances. And I was so sad because I was like, oh, and I'm being rejected.
Yeah.
But now I'm wondering if I was just on the receiving end of that.
You probably were, yes. Yep.
See, your kind needs to work on your shit.
We do, well, especially when younger too. Like, we are terrible with picking up on stuff like that. There were so many times when like I went into a store once, and this lady working at the store clearly was like, the moment I walked in, she was like looking at me, and like you can hear like her coworkers kind of laughing. And so then she came over and she's like, hey, do you need help finding anything? Blah, blah, blah.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, no, thank you. Just looking around. And I just looked around and then left. Clearly, like, she was like watching me the entire time, like wanting to like make more conversation, and like
she's probably waiting for you to buy something.
Maybe that too.
Just so like she has that chance to talk to you.
Dude, there was one time I went to buy a bike, or I was looking at a bike. This was still living in Pittsburgh, which, I mean, it was so much easier to ride a bike out there.
Because everything was just close by, right?
At least where I lived, yeah, like near the city. But here in Washington, you can't ride a bike anywhere to get places.
You can, just within Seattle city limits.
True.
Where they have designated bike lanes and everything is just condensed into one area. But in the suburbs, like where we live, it's not really bikeable.
Yeah, and with the amount of accidents that happen here with cars, I wouldn't feel safe on a bike.
I just don't trust people at this point.
No. Anyways, so I was looking for a bike, and I took this bike for a test ride, and it wasn't really for me. And so I brought it back, and then we were chatting, and she's like, okay, well, here's a card, here's the bike you tried, the dimensions of all this stuff. So if you ever want this, just you have it written down and we can get it for you. And she was like being a little flirty and whatnot. And so like she's filling out all that information, and like at the bottom of the card, she's holding the pen and she looks up and she's like, is there anything else you need me to write down? And I was like, and I look at the card, I'm like, no, yeah, that's all the information for the bike that I need. He's like, oh, okay. And she gave me the card and left. And I feel like 3 days later went by. I was like, damn it. She wanted to give me her number and I passed it up. So stupid.
Oh, I feel like that's kind of on her though.
Why?
Like if that was me, I'd be like, yeah, and here's my number too, in case.
True.
If I was coming on that hard.
But at the same time, you got to think from like a work perspective of it. Like,
true.
You have to be professional in a way.
I guess, yeah. But then, do you not have a work number?
True.
Or at least an extension?
That's true.
Because if she was in sales, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Maybe she just forgot.
Yeah, I don't know.
And she wanted you to bring it up.
There's just, yeah. The amount of times I've been so dumb and just completely missed opportunities.
Yep.
But that's just guys in general. Guys are not smart creatures when it comes to women.
No. How did we get here?
I don't. Kendrick.
Thanks. I blame you.
We started with Kendrick and we went to...
No. We started off with a very normal, civilized conversation about AI. From there, it just flew out into space.
We went from AI to guys being stupid.
Yes. Well, guys are stupid if they created AI.
Why are you trying to be sexist about this? Why does that have to be?
Because this is a very man thing to do. This is a very man thing to do.
It is.
See, even you admit it.
And the thing is too, okay, let's get back. We're about done with this episode. Like, we're already screwed. We already know that.
Yeah, the second I was born, I was, yep.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Thanks, inflation.
Yay.
But like, we've all seen the Will Smith eating spaghetti AI.
I haven't seen that until you sent it to me, and that alone gave me so many nightmares. If I had sleep paralysis, that would probably be my sleep paralysis demon.
It's very disturbing.
I don't like it.
And the thing is because it's like, I guess a computer can't understand how a human puts spaghetti in his mouth and eats it because it's so complicated, I guess. That wasn't that long ago, like a year, maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
We're to the point now, there's a program called Sora coming out.
Interesting.
Similar to ChatGPT, where you can't tell if it's AI or if it was actually filmed by someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen AI videos on YouTube Shorts where I had to watch at least 20 times to realize it was AI.
Interesting.
And that's how like spot on photorealistic it is.
That's interesting.
So it's one of those things of take the video thing with the coding thing, with the AI, the voice one, or with the music one. You can have a thing where you're making music videos.
Oh, that's scary.
like AI music videos with AI music and never knowing how to do any of that.
Then what's the point of school?
Yeah, that's what we're getting at.
No one will have the, not urge, but like mentality of going to school at that point. Because they're just going to be like, oh yeah, AI is there. I'll just make money off this.
Kind of, but then how are you making a new AI that isn't already made?
Well, no, I'm just talking about like using AI to your benefit.
Oh, yeah.
Of making
but then,
music or doing something. Content creation.
Could you imagine an AI OnlyFans? Oh, no, that exists. I heard about this.
Of course you did. Typical man mentality.
I was just trying to make a joke, and I realized that it was a real thing. What do you mean, of course I did? What do you mean, of course it is?
Of course you would.
Of course
you
I
are
would
a
know
man.
that. No, I saw an article of... I saw an article how there's like AI Instagram influencers.
Weird.
And it's actually gotten to the point of AI OnlyFans too, and
Ew.
people are actually paying for it. Which I'm like, you're paying for something that isn't real.
How deprived do you have to be to pay money to watch fake content like that?
Yeah, when there's real girls who will do that already.
Well, at that point, people are incels, and then they can't really get anyone for themselves.
Jeez.
Sorry, I'm just
Kenny's
going off here.
gloves off on this one.
Hey, I'm just saying it like it is.
I mean, you gotta think too, it could be a lot of like porn addiction too.
That's true.
It's just, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, especially like, how do we go from paying for porn in the beginning to then porn is free on the internet to now we're paying for
Again.
porn on the internet? Is like, it makes no sense.
We'll just come full circle.
That's how we are with like Netflix and stuff right now.
We'll get to the point where we're doing adult video stores again.
I'm pretty sure there's one right down the road from me.
Ew.
Yeah. I think.
I mean, where you live, that tracks.
Yeah, I know. But like the fact that there still Playboy magazines? Like, how are they staying in business?
I feel like it's online now, and you just get a monthly like
Oh.
email or whatever. I don't know. I promise I'm not subscribed to it.
I just get it for the articles. All right, you're now outing yourself here.
Hey, no. I am good. You see this halo?
Supported by the horns, yes.
Oh, wow. Whose gloves off now?
It's crazy, dude, because that's like how Netflix is. We've gone from getting away from cable,
Yep.
where there's nothing to watch on TV, to a very, very cheap platform where you can watch unlimited stuff, to now back to having the problem of too much stuff that there's nothing to watch.
Yeah.
Everything works in cycles. Soon we'll be farmers.
I'm going down the street to the video store.
It's not, I mean, if anything, now's the time to bring back Blockbuster.
Can we? Can we just go to that one store in Bend and just be like, you need to expand?
Isn't that gone now?
I don't think so. I was there
Years ago.
2022.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 21.
Was it 21? Maybe 21.
Oh yeah, it is still going.
Still open. Yeah.
Interesting. I thought it was done.
No. I think that at this point it's just open for novelty.
True.
And it's not really owned by Blockbuster. It's more managed by a private party.
Or they're just like, we're keeping this one open, and then when it's our time, we use this one to then shoot off and expand again.
Well, let's go.
But yeah, I mean, with the to get back on track, to get the fact of like we're almost to the point where we don't know what to believe on the internet. Like, we already don't know what to believe in forms of articles,
Yeah.
but now not knowing what to believe when there's now video proof of what the articles say,
Yeah.
but everything is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you go with like politicians and stuff? Like when you have Biden saying something, Joe Biden, you have him like saying this horrific thing, and then how do we know if that's real or not?
Exactly.
At some point. Like right now, we can't tell, but there's going to be a point where we can't.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to have a podcast because it's just going to be robots.
Just end now before we even start. There is no hope for us.
Well, that's a very gloomy way to end the episode.
See, I don't want to end it on this. I will end this on something else. Okay, back to internet shit. This might date when this podcast was recorded, but a few days ago, there was a truck that stopped or crashed, I believe, in North Bend. And out of that truck came out 4 zebras.
I heard about this.
And they were just roaming the area. And they captured 3 of them, and there was just one just roaming the forest. And they finally caught him, like, I think last night.
I forgot to bring this up to you. I'm so glad you brought this up.
I saw this, and I'm like, I truly wish that I lived in North Bend, because I would have loved to see that zebra.
Oh, I know. Just like looking out in your backyard and there's zebras in there.
Like, the memes that came out of this on Twitter. Washington, like, Forest Services, the fucking transit, WashDOT, Transportation Department.
Yeah.
They've been, like, treating this as a meme, and they've, like, put pictures of buses, ferries, whatever, Photoshop the zebra on top of them, and they're like, yeah, we found it. And I'm like, this is absolutely hilarious. I wish I had this job.
Oh, I know. It seems like such a fun, easy job to be a social manager for these companies.
At this point, yes. Wendy started it all.
I know. I did hear about it. Like, imagine waking up and like you look outside and there's just 3 zebras in your yard. Like,
there was a video that just came on Twitter just before we started recording of like a friend of a friend went on a field trip with his son as a chaperone, and we saw this zebra. And he's just wandering the forest, and I'm like, if that were me, I would want to pet it. I would want to like pss, 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 and bring it over to me.
Here,
I know it's
zebra.
not a cat, but like little pony.
Little striped pony. That whole thing just gives you vibes of the alpacas. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, this was years ago, but it was I want to say, I could be wrong on this, but it's the black alpaca and the white alpaca, and they escaped. And it was the same vibes where everyone was, I think one of the alpacas got captured, and everyone was rooting for that second alpaca. Like, you got this. Like, if it was the black one, it's like, go black alpaca, go. Don't let them take you down. That's what I feel like this last zebra is like. Everyone's rooting for him to escape. Just how confused even like driving down the road and seeing zebras.
Imagine like driving down to go for a hike, in our case.
Mm-hmm.
And we just see a zebra.
Yeah. Dude, that was like whenever I saw the moose. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
I've asked
those things are never in Washington.
No, and I've asked people. I'm like, did you know there's moose in Washington? And they're like, what are you talking about? There are not moose. I'm like, I saw a skyscraper deer.
Skyscraper deer?
He looked at me and he walked off into the woods. I was not hallucinating.
I truly wish you took a picture.
I tried. I was panicking, and I didn't want to move fast in case he could see like me moving fast.
I wonder where he came from too.
Yeah, just casually in the middle, taking up the entire road. And like I was trying to close out of my GPS and like get my camera up. And as I was doing that, he just casually walked up. I'm like, no, I need to get a picture of you. Also, like, not to frighten it. I don't want to frighten it and like it starts attacking my car.
True, because they're very, I guess they're aggressive, or like...
That's what I've heard.
They're very territorial. I don't know. Either way, I wouldn't want to like be in their way.
Right. Because I was in Arizona and they have moose there.
Weird.
And I saw a moose there and I got out to take pictures and the park ranger yelled at me.
Oh.
Because he's like, get back in your car. I'm like, but there's a moose. I need to get a picture.
I don't know why things don't work out for you the way they do, because the way you just said that is very like childish. Like a very innocent child. And it's like, oh, okay, little child, take your picture.
It probably protects me because I'm sure there's so many times I should have been dead because of stuff like that.
I guess, yeah.
But did they find the zebra? Did they capture him?
Yeah.
Is he still... Oh.
They captured him, I think, last night or this morning.
He didn't make it out.
No. Poor zebra. His final chance at freedom.
There's a place I told you about, and we'll have to do it sometime if we ever go out there. If you're ever in Pennsylvania, there's 2 locations that I'm aware of called Living Treasures. And you can literally go pet a zebra there. Like, you can get in the cage with a zebra.
That's interesting. Because we have something like that here. It's called Northwest Trek.
Oh, okay.
But it's like you can't pet them. It's just more you're in your car and you drive through the safari area.
Oh, that's with the buffalo, right?
Yes.
I've done that.
Okay, yeah, you've done that.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
With them just being up in your face, like in your car.
I remember before COVID, it used to be a open window tram.
Oh.
And they would take you, but then it's like, oh, because of COVID, we're doing like this whole social distancing, so just stay in your car.
Maybe I went to a different one then. I went to one where it was in your car, but it was pre-COVID.
Interesting, because the first time I went was in 2015, I want to say.
Is that the one where it's over in near like Squim?
It's by Mount Rainier.
Oh, you're in that direction.
Yeah.
So there's one over near Squim, I think. So across the water.
You know, I've lived here for 14 years. I know you're saying Squim. I'm trying to picture where the hell this is.
It's on the other side of the water. By the Olympic Forest.
Oh. West from here. Okay. Port Angeles area.
Yeah. So that's going to make no sense to anyone who's listening to this and not from this area.
And no. Okay, if you're from Washington, think of Twilight, where Forks is. It's close to there. I promise you will get it.
If you're lucky, you'll see Edward running around in the background. All right, well, I think that was a very off the wall.
It was
episode.
interesting.
But yeah, so if you like that episode and like the tangents, come back next week. So yeah, just be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, do all the social media stuff that you typically would do.
Yeah.
Go follow our Instagram at IntersintPod, and we will see you next week.
Bye.